Hello, and welcome to this masterclass, the 4-step process that helped my client Liz, who's a business owner and mother of 3, lose 17 pounds in 2 months while unleashing boundless energy and finally feeling excitement for her future. So let me share my screen so we can get started. Okay, awesome. So what you're going to learn today is interconnectivity of activity, nutrition, and mindset for peak performance, how to accurately assess your current health state, and what your next best step is to reach your energy goals and your body goals, and the most ideal movement routine built for busy executives to reduce stress, and a method for increasing your energy throughout the day with nutrition, even if you're working 10 plus hours a day. So if we have not met yet, hello, I am Emma Terrazas. I am a health and nutrition coach for entrepreneurs, business owners, and other high-level executives who have put their health on the back burner to their career success. Okay. And it happens, life happens. And I'm here to tell you that you can take back control over your health. And I grew up an athlete and I still train like one today. But I also realized that I'm not training the exact way that I was when I was a collegiate lacrosse athlete. Like, I don't need to train like that. I don't have any goals to be the fastest person on the field anymore, right? So I really had to figure out why I wanted to be healthy and why I wanted to be fit, right? And it ultimately was because I wanted to exude confidence in myself so I could grow my business, so I could do whatever I wanted to do in this life, feeling like myself and really just giving myself the power to do anything that I put my mind to. And it works from the inside out, but also the outside in, right? You feel good, you look good, you look good, you feel good. So when I became a full-time entrepreneur in November 2018, I thought that it would be easy to get my routines in place and be healthier and work out all the time because I had more time, right? I was my own boss. And that just did not happen. And maybe you have a similar experience where just because you don't have the time, just because you have the time doesn't mean you have the energy, right? If you're super focused on growing your career, growing your family, sometimes your health gets put on the back burner. And I love working with impact-driven entrepreneurs and business owners and other professionals because they have a bigger why, because they have a bigger passion, for really doing good in the world. And I feel like it's my own personal way to change the world is by helping people first change themselves. And this was supposed to be, I don't know why I didn't finish this sentence. It was, I believe that you can have it all. You can have your cake and eat it too. Yeah, definitely cake too as well. So let's get into it. Okay. So why you might struggle to stick to a diet and any other lifestyle change. Okay. One, you blindly follow a single track nutrition plan and you maybe avoid specific food groups out of fear, or you're cutting calories and you're starving yourself, which could lead to low energy and performance because about 25 to 30% of your calories goes to your brain power. So if you are, feeling sluggish during the day, find it hard to focus, or even after when you are completely done with work and you're just shot, right? You're just so tired and you don't have time for other things that you want to do or energy to be with your family. And that also could lead to you avoiding social situations, right? Because you don't feel your best, you're tired. And or you overcorrect and you dive into a diet or workout routine without really addressing your current state, right? You listen to what helped with your friend who lost weight, or your friend's doing this new workout routine, so you're going to jump in. Like, is that what's actually right for you? This is going to, I hope through this masterclass, you're going to figure out, again, your next best step. But your stress levels of responsibility also require specific alterations to your diets, right? Just because you're a lot of times what I see is you going super low carb is not good for your productivity and your focus because you're not giving your body what it needs to show up fully in its power, especially with your brain, right? That stat I just shared with you. And the high performer dive kicks in. Your high performer drive kicks in, striving for 100% adherence for results when actually you don't need to be super perfect with everything that you do. And this could also lead to burnout. So again, what you don't need 8 hours of time each week to work out. You don't need tons of cardio. And this is what I hear people telling themselves why they can't get in shape, but others can. It's like, oh, well, I'm not doing this, and this is why I can't get in shape. But they assume that everyone who has tons of energy or is lit or is ripped is doing all of these things, right? Having salads, having time to meal prep, getting 7 to 8 hours sleep. And that's just not true. Okay. And so what I want to do now is introduce you to my client, Liz. She is a tax accounting firm owner and extreme high achiever. For her whole entire life, she has been achieving the next step, the next step, the next step. And she's a mom of 3 under the age of 10. And she came to me, after getting to know her, I learned that she had tried all these crash diets, especially before she got married, and she lost a decent amount of weight, I think almost 20 pounds. But right after the wedding, she gained it right back. And she also started working from home. She had her 3rd baby. She gained weight again. And she really just was not feeling good in her body. And it also affected how she showed up at work. She wouldn't even go to networking events because she would find every single excuse not to go because she wasn't feeling confident. And she just felt like everything extra in her life felt like a chore because she didn't have energy to output and do more. And then 2 months in, when she's 17 pounds down, she finally found a program that was holistic, right? That provided nutrition, mindset, and movement to get her unstuck and moving in the right direction with her health. That, for the first time, actually felt fun and achievable for her. And so once Liz started following this personalized plan we created together, she started feeling more hopeful for her future and the future of her business and her family. And like I said, in the first 2 months, she lost 17 pounds. And actually, we're about 7 months in now, and she's over 50 pounds down. But I really wanted to talk about this very first step for her because I think a lot of you out there can just learn a lot from this process. So what Liz always tells me, she goes, I am so excited for my results. I'm so excited that I feel good. I'm so excited for my children. She's playing with them more. She's moving more with them, and she's more likely to suggest activities for them to do together as a family because she feels good. And she has literally said to me that I could literally cry right now. She said, "You are saving my life." And I'm just amazed, and I'm so happy I can help her in this way, but she's the one that's doing the work, right? So, understanding and recreating her lifestyle based on her needs, the types of foods her body specifically need based on her goals, her genetic makeup, personality traits, and all these things. This is how we got her to this point. And instead of just randomly starting new diets without knowing what your body requires for success, and really without easing into it, right? We take, and I'm about to go over this, but we take really small steps to create a really big outcome. And, every food group has advantages if you know how to adjust them based on what you need. Okay. So let's get into it. And real quick, again, working harder is not the answer. You don't have to work out more or cut more calories. You don't need to research a bunch of diets or try to find the perfect workout routine. Because I'm telling you, it doesn't exist. The perfect workout routine is the one you can be sustainable with, okay? And you don't need to follow a specific mainstream diet with arbitrary fear-based rules saying, oh, carbs are bad or don't eat after 8 p.m. Like, what? Okay, not true. Working harder is not the answer. Working smarter is. And customization is key, right? The diets we spoke about before are in no way meant for your specific body, and then we just create these blanket statements or rules that scare you into believing that eating breakfast is bad, carbs will kick you out of ketosis, you'll gain weight overnight if you eat too late, and all those things is just not true. The answer lies somewhere between all of these mainstream diets, which is why customization is the only way for you to be able to improve your energy, physique, metabolism, while still being able to enjoy your favorite foods and actually enjoy your life and get excited for your future. Because again, you feel so good. Okay. Okay. So let's get into it. I've said that like 5 times. What do you need to feel like Liz, but better yet, feel like yourself? It's all about creating the interconnectedness of activity, nutrition, mindset for peak performance for your lifestyle and your goals, and how optimizing these areas can lead to increased health, longevity, happiness, and productivity, okay? So the 4 pillars of renewed energy and excitement for your future. Number 1 is the startup assessment, and we're gonna go through all of these in detail, okay? Number 2 is creating energizing routines on autopilot. 3 is personalized nutrition protocol, and 4 is mindset interruption through accountability. So the startup assessment. Now, this isn't about just shedding pounds. It's about enhancing your energy, focus, and overall well-being. We start by examining your daily habits, your step count, food that you're eating, for example, and just really what your everyday life looks like, okay? And so for taking Liz, for example, her opening up her routines wasn't always easy because life gets busy. Things are complicated sometimes in life, right? But this was really a pivotal step towards a better future for her, because then we knew exactly where her starting point was. And to lay the foundation of a sustainable, personalized plan for your high performance lifestyle, we need to do this so you don't just start another plan quickly, you go in blind, and it ends up taking way too much time or just too hard to stick to, and it's not realistic, so you fall off quickly, right? That's why we really need to start with the startup assessment. And then this is not a one-size-fits-all solution, right? We can't blanketly say, okay, everybody needs to get up at 5 a.m., then you need to go to the gym, and then you're going to have breakfast. Like, no, that does not work for everybody. And perfection is not what we're looking for. We're looking for sustainability and customization so that you actually follow through and actually see results. And this is why the first startup assessment is so important. And so step 2 is creating energizing routines on autopilot. So we identified and came up with the top 2, like really 1 to 2 things that were first going to move the needle forward for Liz. And some steady state cardio was definitely realistic for her. And that's what she needed at the time. She needed to get her movement up because she had become very inactive. And so she now looks forward to her walks, and she gets amazing business insights too when she unplugs, which really is a double duty for her, getting her mental health and physical health in order and taking breaks for herself during her really long days as a tax accountant firm owner. And we continuously progress in small increments so that you never get overwhelmed, and so that every level, when you start progressing, you meet yourself where you are and it doesn't feel like such a huge jump. So we, for Liz, continually started upping her standard for what her everyday would look like. And that started off at like 1,200 steps a day. And we slowly moved to 2,000. Then we slowly moved to 3,000. And we moved up in increments that felt good for her and that were realistic. Because what I also see happen is that you move way too fast and you get tired because you're not ready for that next level necessarily, right? And it's just like in business, like you can't assume to just go from like 0 to 1,000,000 in sales, right? You need to slowly work up to it. And yeah, you can have quantum shifts and quantum leaps, absolutely. But you need to also be prepared for those changes to come. And then what I also love about this step 2 is of creating routines is that we take your business's priorities into account. So again, you never feel like you're taking away from your business. It's only always adding to your productivity and how you show up inside your business, because your health is unique as you are, just like how your business needs are as unique as you are, and your routines will differ from other people, and that's a strength. It's not a weakness. It's just a matter of you figuring out what's going to work, what's going to be sustainable, what's going to be fun for you. And like I said, finding a new routine for Liz of going on daily walks was her specific way of getting excited for her future and for just changing things up in her life. And really what the best routine, the movement routine for high achievers is anything that you can sustain. And whether you are trying to gain muscle, you lose weight, you are consistent. That is the most important thing. So moving on to step 3, personalized nutrition protocol. I also love this step because we helped Liz understand the nutrients that her body needed every single day to match her energy output and expenditure so that she never lost focus during the day during work. And she still has energy to play with her kids, which is so, so, so important. So she finally started to fuel herself up with food that was planned scientifically to improve her metabolism and make room for the food that she loved as well. And she never feels like she's missing out. Okay. This is a huge shift from maybe what you're used to, maybe seeing or like feeling of, man, I feel like I'm missing out if I'm eating these things. Like you can eat all of those, the foods that you love. It's about, it's really about structuring a roadmap of how you want to systemize this nutrition every single day so that you can take the guesswork out of eating. And even especially when you're out or you are working 10+ hour days. And here are some more emphasis on the nutrition protocol. And again, it's approach to really fully customize a nutrition plan that has been tailored to your specific needs and goals, not just a cookie cutter, eat 1,200 calories a day, and you'll be fine. Like, no, everyone's different. Everyone's body burns calories differently as well. And we figure that out together. Automated done for you nutrition on subscription through simple recipes. We created a list of her go-to foods. So she's never, again, that are specific for her needs. So she never is guessing on what she's going to eat today, or like if she runs out of time, she knows what she can grab and go. And this also helps with decision fatigue. I think that's something we forget about is there's so many decisions we need to make in a day. If you can lessen your load and delegate nutrition and health to someone who you trust and to someone who really is an expert in this field, right? Like, I think this is a really, really big game changer for high achievers that not everyone knows about or knows is possible for them. And this is another one of my favorites, the anti-perfection approach, to focus on small tweaks for big results. so that you keep making progress, even if you aren't perfect, because nobody is. And I know Liz, sometimes she would tell me like, I didn't get a chance to get all my calories in today. And she realized that I never was mad at her. I would never, um, think differently of her. I would say, okay, cool. Like, what are we going to do different tomorrow? Because this happens. Okay. Life is not perfect. You do not have to be perfect to get results that you want. And that's not the point. Again, it's really about sustainability and consistency in nutrition so that you feel good in your body for your specific needs so you can make the impact and you want that you want in your business and also with your family. Step 4, another one of my favorites. Mindset interruption through accountability. So Liz's mindset on what she needed to do to lose weight and live a life she loved was outdated. And what do I mean by that? Again, going back to these diets, she thought that she had to eat as little as possible to lose weight. She thought that, oh, I can't go to the gym right now because she has a child under the age of 3 and the other 2 are under the age of 10. The gym was just not possible for her right now. And guess what? She didn't do any proper workouts to lose this weight. It was all about her nutrition, all about the routines and her walk and her just increase in movement, along with this mindset interruption and the accountability together. Okay. So it's never just one thing that is going to move the needle. It's all these things together, right? And so she really thought too that if she wasn't perfect, then it wasn't worth it. Like, for instance, if she missed her walk in the past, she would be like, well, the whole day's over. I'm just not going to go for the walk. But now she's like, you know what? I'm going to find time to go for this walk no matter what. And she finds time. And after going through yo-yo diets for years, she also thought that she needed to go cold turkey on everything she loved. No more alcohol, no more I know she loves like chocolate cake. She's like, no more of that. And it's like, no, that's actually not true. You can have that. She was like, whoa, what? Again, it's all about the nutrition plan in its entirety that is going to make a difference, not going cold turkey. And on our weekly calls, I got to know Liz and I helped her pinpoint some thought patterns on perfectionism in her routines, like I was mentioning. And now she notices these unhelpful thoughts and she has tools to change them in a more empowering idea to take inspired action every single day. And the risk of not taking mindset into consideration is that, again, you're not really changing from the inside out. You're just doing actions that you think are going to get you to lose weight, to gain muscle, feel healthier, but they aren't actually yours. You haven't taken ownership of them. And as we know, when we fully take responsibility for our results and we fully claim what we desire as well, that's when lasting results actually happens because we are invested. And so this is why we really need to work from the inside out with our mindset shifts on what is even health for me? What do I want out of my health? What do I want out of my body? Right. And so with these accountability check-ins and the mindset shifts, we are constantly tracking progress. And I hold you accountable for a singular focus each week and that's what we're doing with Liz right now. We help maintain progress and we help her stay on track while she's traveling or during certain social events. She loves to go out to eat on the weekends with her family. She loves to go on little mini road trips. We make that a part of the plan. It's not, oh, you can't do that. It's, okay, how are we going to make this work? What are you going to eat on the road? Like, we have all these different roadmaps to make sure that she's staying on track no matter where her life takes her. We allow for clear and specific goals, making it easier to track. Okay. And if we focus on changing one thing at a time, which makes it easier and more sustainable to create a habit and build on that success with additional adjustments in the future through the work of our accountability together. because I know what she's supposed to be doing. And if it doesn't work or she needs to shift it, we make that happen. Again, this is all really personalized to what she needs and what any client needs. And this also allows for more flexibility and, again, eliminates the need for strict diet rules, which I've talked about a lot on this class because you just don't need them. You just don't need the strict rules. And what I always like to think about is when you tell a kid, like, no, you can't have a cookie, like they just want it more, right? So it's the same exact, we're the same way. We have to allow ourselves for flexibility because that's what's going to keep us more consistent for longer. And, this process is really designed per person. And guess what? I've been the person who tried to work out harder, or tried to be more strict with myself when I really fell off the wagon. And I only figured out that I just got more frustrated. And even the more effort I put in didn't mean that I looked better either. Just because you're putting more effort, if you're not putting it in the right place, doesn't, it's not going to live up to your expectations. And believe me too, I've tried lots of diets and they all left me feeling like I was doing so much work and having to do a ton of exercise. And I needed a lot of willpower at restaurants that I just didn't like. That was not my lifestyle that I wanted to lead. And I could get myself to look good, but never to feel good along the way. It was like if I did have results, once I figured out how to eat in my specific way that would help me really tone up, and tone up is what I wanted for myself. But it seems so hard. And after years of trial and error, I finally learned how to look good and also how to feel good, because I wanted, as I saved room for the lifestyle and food and activities that I loved. And this is why I know I can help people, other entrepreneurs, other high achievers do the same. And just like how I helped Liz. And this is why I love working with high achievers who want to make an impact, because I've developed this implementation process that allows even the busiest people to get better results in less time without the guesswork. So if you are a busy business owner or an executive or a CEO, and you have a demanding schedule, but you don't want to starve, you don't want to meal prep, you don't have hours to spend in the gym, based on Liz's transformation, what do you think is your best next step to reach these goals for yourself? If we had to go back to the 4 pillars, right? Where do you feel like you maybe are falling a little short, right? Are you aware of everything that's really going on with your health? The startup assessment, maybe that would be a great place to start, which is obviously where I start with everybody, but maybe you're at a different point. How are your routines right now? Do you just wake up and kind of go with the flow, or do you know exactly what you're doing every day? If you are, that's great. But is there any room for improvement when it comes to being more consistent with your health routines? And nutrition. Do you know how to eat to reach your body and energy goals right now? And if you do, and if you are happy with that, again, where are there areas of improvement? Have you maybe fallen into a plateau where you're not seeing as much results as that you had before? If so, maybe it's time to pivot a little bit. And then mindset. Are you holding on to any of those mindsets we talked about, where you think you have to eat less to lose weight, you have to do more cardio, you have to do X, Y, and Z to feel a certain way? Maybe it's just not true anymore. So we really need to update your personal beliefs on what health is for you. And do you have accountability? Is there anybody in your corner that is fully invested, just as much invested in your results as you are? So I am going to send a link and drop the link to jump on a blueprint call with me. And this is where we're going to take a deep dive into your current workout routine, your lifestyle, your goals, of course, to develop a specific blueprint for yourself on what's that next best step for you. And we're going to come up with 1 or 2 action plans or action steps rather to implement in the same week to start rebuilding your lifestyle habits and your outlook for sustainable and long-term health so that you do feel excited for your future. So you start loving the body that you're in right now and really see how your personal devotion to your health translates to every single aspect of your life, whether it's growing your business, whether it's being more organized and showing up more powerfully in your business to make more sales or make more impact, or even with your kids, having more energy with them at the end of the day to really give them the attention that they crave and that they need. And through you taking care of your nutrition and your personal workout routines, you take your power back so you can give what you need to reach that next level in your life. And why clients really work with me is that you save time. If you want something that is customized specifically for you, it is the most hands-on done for you concierge style program I have ever seen out there and will save you years of research of trial and error. Okay. And then number 2, you're sick of starting over. If you want to know how to sustain your progress and finally understand how you can avoid going 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, it's a comprehensive progress and process that ensures that you are not wasting your time. And because it is built for someone with a demanding schedule who doesn't want to waste time, it doesn't have time to waste. Okay. With Liz, especially too, we made sure that her business and her everyday life was talked about and integrated into her health routines and vice versa. So it's one very comprehensive but simple and clear plan of step-by-step what you need to do to get from not feeling your best to losing weight, gaining muscle, and again, being really excited for what's to come for you. Because where your attention flows, energy goes. And I'm a huge believer in that. Like I said in the beginning, I believe you can have your cake and eat it too. You can have 2 slices, 3 slices, whatever you want. But I hope that you got out of this masterclass some ideas of where you can start to really take back control over your health. And I would love to get on a phone call with you and to start that process if you feel called for and if you're ready for that. And this is always a no pressure call. It's just us getting to know each other and me really figuring out who you are, what your goals are, and if my program can actually help you. So thank you so much for coming to this masterclass. And I look forward to seeing with you and speaking with you. All right, goodbye.